Now, you must have been sent that for a specific job. Which 5 people have you been sent to assassinate?
Well, Wilkie, you see, I've now told you about this.
Okay, so am I one of the 5 people?
You're now one of the 5 people.
Okay.
I've got to kill Izzy because she knows about my secret agent double life.
Okay.
Malik's is
so you're going to have to get me and Izzy to stand next to each other.
Yeah, which is going to be difficult, particularly with COVID going on. But then, you're currently living with 2 other people. I mean, they might not both be at your house right now, but, they've both got to get taken out because there's always the risk that you could have somehow told them. They might have, cameras in the walls. I don't know. So they've both got to go.
Who knows?
Who knows? And then finally, I've got to get Jade. She's going to be really sad that you're gone. And, that's a mercy killing, really. That's for her sake.
No!
And, the Electro magazine just gets plugged in right here.
He just gets back on after threatening to kill my girlfriend. He just gets back on with assembling his fucking Hoover.
Oh, it's good. Actually, this does unplug like a magazine. Because I think you don't charge up the whole thing. I think you just charge up this bit.
I'm not dying. Get out of here.
Welcome back, everybody, to a little show we like to do here at the weekends, or as you call it, Wednesday. It's, of course, Bois Review, hosted by me, Hamish.
Ho, 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 ho! Happy December, everyone! It's me, Santa Claus.
Santa?
Ho, ho, ho.
You're here early.
Hello, Hamish.
Santa,
yes, well,
you're getting up really busy. You've only got one day, and then it's December, and then it's 25 days to go.
Well, you know how this year's been, Hamish.
Yeah, I'm
cutting myself a bit of slack.
Yeah, I know that's fair. Is Christmas?
I'm gonna spread it out.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Particularly because then it means if you do contract COVID, you can get in a 2 weeks isolation before you then move on to the next place.
Go and isolate in the North Pole, where the extreme cold will kill the virus and I could get on with my job.
Oh, that's really good. So
I saw someone sent a letter recently to Boris Johnson. A young child was like, "Ooh, can Santa still deliver my presents?" And Boris was like, "Yes, I've talked to him, and that was a lie."
Boris Johnson lied? No.
I've received no communication from Mr. Johnson, and even if I did, he is not the one who distributes the information about my dealings.
How do you distribute your information, Santa?
I send elves to bring good cheer to poverty-stricken businesses.
Okay. So, and how do they do? Oh, is that what you did with the elves and the shoes? Were your elves the one that made all the shoes?
They were.
Okay, that makes sense.
They go and they do a good deed and they say, okay, in return, you tell everyone that Santa's going to need some hand sanitizer this year.
Just put it out next to the cupcakes or whatever.
Yes,
or the biscuits and the milk and
next
whatever.
Next to the cookies, and honestly, this year, it's going to have to be whiskey. Or at least,
something alcoholic.
Yes. A desperado with a slice of lime in the top.
Yes, because the alcohol would kill the virus, maybe.
Yes, that. Yes. Some cookies, some carrots for all of my reindeer.
Santa, you weren't suggesting you were going to be, sleigh riding under the influence of alcohol, were you?
Well, to be fair, Rudolph does most of the directional stuff. I just have to get off and chuck some boxes down some chimneys.
Oh, you gotta make sure your aim's really good though. You can't be drinking. You know, when I've had a few drinks, you know, my aim's entirely off. How would I use this sniper rifle if I'd been drinking?
Hamish, you and I'm just built different.
Santa, you are built differently. Like all of your toys, they're always built better than the toys you get from the shop.
They're all unique.
Santa, we'd really like to have you on as a topic at some point in the near future for our Christmas boy reviews. So we'll have to invite you on again in the future.
I'll hang about. I'll be living in Wilkie's house for the month. That's my new base of operations.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. You know, Leamington's kind of in the middle of the UK, which is a bit nearer the middle of the world than the North Pole is, at least. Slightly nearer the equator.
That seems to check out, yes.
So, you know, it's a good base of operations. You can get back to it fairly quickly from everywhere else.
Yes. Now, I have to go, Hamish, but just a little teaser for you. You're on the good list.
Oh, thank you, Santa. Oh, I'm really
mostly
chuffed.
For not asking me to name all of my reindeer when I mentioned all of the reindeer I have.
Okay, well, Santa, you know, maybe next time you're on the podcast, you can tell us what all those reindeer are.
Maybe.
We hope.
Now, I'm going to wake up Wilkie from his Christmas slumber. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hamish. Hey, we ready to start recording? I must have clicked record. That's weird. I dozed off. Sorry. I was up until like 4 a.m. last night playing Minecraft. I'm very tired.
I can believe you're up really late playing Minecraft. That sounds like a Wilkie move. But yeah. Well, you know, you haven't missed anything, Wilkie. Don't worry. It was fine. Cool. So though we have got to get on a bit. I think you've left it recording for like 20 minutes or so. So we've really got to get into our first topic. Which is going to be my topic this week, because I think we're on episode 15.
I think this is 15.
We've done a lot of these.
5.
Yeah, we're getting on.
You can just do that for any number.
What?
Ooh, the big 2-3. Like it's nothing.
Still, like 15's a lot more than I thought we were on. I need to update our list. I said I had to do this last week, and then I saw it was last updated episode 6, and it seemed like a very big task, and it's only going to get bigger. But hopefully,
we should maybe enlist the assistance of some of our friends. I know that, especially, at least I know that Jade has a very good memory. On the stream the other day, because we now have Twitch, we'll talk about that at the end. On the stream, I was wondering if we'd ever talked about Studio Ghibli films, and Jade remembered not quite the exact episode number, but the term in which we talked about Studio Ghibli on the radio.
Yeah, you talked about Princess Mononoke, I think.
Yes, it was either Princess Mononoke or Spirited Away.
Probably
Princess Mononoke.
Well, that could maybe be a review in and of itself sometime in the future.
We talked about doing a Studio Ghibli episode, a whole episode where instead of our normal 3 topics, we just blast through every Studio Ghibli film and give our thoughts on it.
Could do that maybe, but until then, I've got a different film to talk about, Wilkie, and it's gonna be probably a lot worse than any Studio Ghibli film, because I'm just gonna this is gonna be my review of A Christmas Prince, the Netflix movie. It's going to be full spoilers. However, I recommend that you don't watch the film and you just listen to this. Because I'm also going to tell you now, it's going to get a bad. Because it's not good. So I'm going to just tell you why. So the premise of A Christmas Prince is you have a woman whose name I can't remember. I'm actually going to Google it now. I feel like it's
have a woman.
You have a female protagonist. Can't remember her name.
Okay.
I'm going to Google it now. I was meant to do this before the thing started. But
forgettable.
She's a journalist. Well, okay, firstly, she's the main character. She's the central thing. But the film's not called like A Christmas Journalist or A Christmas Reporter or something. It's called A Christmas Prince. Is this other dickhead that shows up later on? But so anyway, she's your typical
Christmas journalist.
She's your typical her name's Amber. I thought her name was Rose, but the actress's name is Rose. Amber, she's a journalist for like this magazine, and she is stuck on the copy desk. She's basically got to just write up everyone and check out everyone else's work. She wants to get out and do her own reporting, and her 2 best friends are like, yeah, you should do that. And so she gets assigned to go and to Aldovia, which is some European country that this Netflix film has made up, where everyone inexplicably talks in British accents, because of course they do.
Of course they do.
She goes over there. Though obviously also as a Christmas rom-com, she doesn't love Christmas. Her mum died around Christmas time, so she really doesn't like it like that. And a few other bits. She just gets to her. She goes to this press conference and the prince is not there. Whoa! But she's like, I've got to get this scoop. So what she does is she pretends to be an American tutor for the Princess of Aldovia, the prince's younger sister, and she's sort of looking around for whatever information she can find. Eventually, she keeps digging around. She slowly starts to become attached to the prince and the younger princess. You know, she becomes like part of their family. We see the prince being really cool. He plays with orphan children when he's meant to be giving a press conference another time in the film. This prince never shows up to press conferences, it turns out. But he's playing.
It's so unprofessional. What's he doing?
Rather than doing his like princely duties, he's off building snowmen with the orphan children. So you think like, oh, this man loves kids. He'd make a great dad for the
children. What a guy.
And so he's off doing that, and then Rose eventually finds out that he's adopted, and that means of course this prince, who's the king, has recently died as well. I forgot to mention that, and so the prince is going to get coronated soon. The prince is going to get coronated soon, but it turns out if he's adopted, he can't get coronated. And also, because this place is weird, it always has to go to the next male heir. So the younger princess, even though she's more directly related, can't get it. It's like some fifth cousin that's going to get it.
All made-up European countries hate women.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Wait, what?
No, probably I can't really remember too much. But so it's going to go to this guy, and then there's this woman that loves the prince, but only because she wants power, so she pretends to marry the new prince. But then in the end, they fail because it turns out there was this acorn that appeared right at the beginning of this film that was like a Christmas ornament, because the old king loved making Christmas decorations. He'd hidden a new law. The king had created a law. The king. Okay, Wilkie, you're gonna do a great bit, but I'm sorry, it's not gonna be better than this. The king, before he died, created a new law that meant adopted princes could become king. Right? But he didn't tell anybody. He wrote it down on a piece of paper, signed it, then puts it in an acorn.
What's he put it in the acorn for?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
And they just randomly find it at the end of the film. Now,
what's
and then
this?
The prince becomes
a piece of paper.
The prince becomes the king. It's all good. The reporter goes back home. She tells her job that she wrote this piece, and they were like, you should have let the prince, you shouldn't have helped them out, you should have written the gossip up. We'll get to that in a minute, because there's some fair comments in there. So she then goes back home to her family diner. She's lived there with her dad and her two friends, and then the prince shows up in the window, and he proposes after knowing her for like a month. He proposes to her with a big old diamond ring. Also, in the middle of a New York street. Now, I've never been to New York, Wilkie, but famously, I feel like there's a lot of cars driving around. I reckon it'll be a lot like London.
Busy.
And so he's just standing in the street for 5 minutes.
Boy Review PSA, you don't propose to someone in public unless you've previously discussed that the answer is yes, because that's really manipulative.
There's like no one else around, in fairness.
Okay, fair.
Okay,
he's still a good guy.
So there's like, but also then they start. Okay, so we're gonna do this end scene, then I'm gonna go jump back to the beginning and break down other points, because there's that plot.
Okay.
But so the end scene, what's crazy about this is then he proposes, she says yes, because it's a rom-com, of course she does. They start kissing, and you know what is public? Her dad's in the diner, looks outside, and there's just like an extended shot of him watching them making out. Like, it's like he's there looking for like a good 30 seconds, like it's cutting back and he's smiling, and it's like,
it's sure you're happy for your daughter, but like not that happy.
You don't stare. You might be like, oh, that's nice, and then sort of look away
and then like
get on with something else.
Yeah, like I'll go do something else and let them have that. No,
I'm gonna watch. Just make
staring.
Sure. But then, okay, so that's the plot of the film. Now, there are bits that I will have certainly missed out because this film was sort of on in the background during a Netflix party, and we all got a bit drunk, and we're talking about other stuff. So it was easy to miss out bits. But honestly, I feel like that covers the broad strokes. And it's just like, that story alone, it's not great, Wilkie. Like, it feels really undeserved. It feels really stupid why certain things happen. And then there are a bunch of other problems.
Like the acorn.
The
acorn is something I would write in a D&D game, to be fair.
Yeah, but D&D is meant to be a little bit sort of silly.
I mean, a Hallmark Christmas movie is not meant to be a little bit silly?
Maybe, but... Wilkie, that's not the fun of this. There are other things to get to. It builds up into a bad, because that's...
Wait, there's more?
That would make it maybe
there's more.
A bad good, or a good bad, But the reason it becomes bad is, firstly, Amber decides to quit her job because she didn't report on the gossip, and her boss is angry at her and sends her back to the copy desk. I've got to be honest, Amber. It took her 3 weeks to write one article, and and rather than emailing it to her boss quickly, she then probably spent a bit more time in Aldovia, hopped on a plane and handed her a physical copy. As someone that works in writing, you're lucky to still be on the copy desk. In 3 weeks, you wrote one thing? I write like one thing every hour. Okay, you don't have...
Hambo's churning them out.
You don't have...
Hambo,
you've got to get on the news.
I don't know if maybe Daredevil's in Fortnite is like quite the level of gossip.
Okay, but still, she could have written that in
the monarchy of an entire country has fallen apart, and it's all my fault.
But she could have written that in like a couple of days, and in 3 weeks. At the end of the day, in 3 weeks, she should have written more than one thing.
Maybe Amber could have been writing articles about how maybe Daredevil's in Fortnite while she was bonking the
She
king
could have been
of
doing other gossip, or she could have been, giving them updates, being like, oh, the prince hasn't showed up to this other press conference, what's going on? Or she could have done a piece about
the prince agrees with me that maybe Daredevil's going to be in Fortnite.
Yeah, okay, Wilkie, stop it. but still, at the end of the day, that is not a problem. I think that she was treated fairly nicely, and she just threw the job back in this person's face. You know how hard it is to get your foot in the door? Really hard. A lot of people would kill for that job, Wilkie. And it's sad that she just...
Is that why you've got that sniper rifle?
Not gonna... I can confirm nor deny. But also, I want to talk about some of the... I've mentioned 3 characters very briefly because I want to go into them more in depth. Firstly, Rose's 2 friends. Amber's 2 friends. Rose McIver's 2 friends. That's the actress. Amber's 2 friends are pretty much the only are 2 of the only 3 diverse characters in this movie. One of them is black, and one of them is gay, and but Wilkie, you maybe think like, oh, good, this is maybe, but She-Ra, this is not. They are literally Skyped in. Like every so often, she will Skype call them, and that is and they will say like a couple of lines, and that's about their inclusion.
But literally, that feels like the most like token insertion of that sort of character. Like...
Yeah, it feels like it. And then the other thing as well is, so the princess has a disability. I believe she says it's spina bifida. So she's often either in a wheelchair or she has crutches, and she she has a physical disability that makes movement and other activities be rather difficult for her. I don't know the intricacies of spina bifida specifically. I'm just basing it on how they've presented it in this movie. And
which is, I would wager, plausibly not the most accurate nor the most respectful.
Well, Wilkie, we'll get to the second one, because, there's this story the film tries to sort of have as the princess's plot of, Amber is, treating her with a lot of respect, and Amber is, being like, well, she can do whatever she wants. The queen is like, oh no, you need to be careful, you can't go sledging and all of that stuff. And Amber's like, yeah, we can go sledging, you can do whatever you want to do. And it's pretty, it's not maybe done in the best way, because it's kind of just making the protagonist seem better as a person. It's kind of only just making her story go along. But at least it's, saying like, disabled people can do whatever they want. Except the movie then shoots itself in the foot by casting the disabled character as an able-bodied actress. And so suddenly it's kind of saying disabled people can do whatever they want, but not in this case, because they need to be able-bodied. And you go, oh, come on, movie. Just please. just, you know...
Does the princess at some point, like at the end of the film, like get magically cured by the magic of Christmas and like, yay?
She didn't, but Wilkie, I swear to God, I fully expected that to be the case. You know, it was
like the acorn also contained
the cure to her.
The cure to spina bifida.
It didn't.
Finally.
That is the one right move that the movie made, and that was not magically curing the princess of her
only
disability.
Disabled character.
But it's just insane because you watch it and it's just, Wilkie, it's just not good. And there's 2 more of these things. There's a Christmas Prince, the Royal Wedding, and there's the Christmas Prince, the Royal Baby, or something. It's kind of following, like, you know, the UK monarchy with like some of those flashy things. But it's just weird. And also because, the weird premise of the next film, because that kind of like auto played on Netflix, is that, they're getting married on Christmas Day. 365 days in the future, which is crazy. They also recast the dad.
What?
They recast her dad. It's just a different actor. They make a line about it, how be like, oh, you look a bit different, Dad.
Does he look similar at least?
No, he has hair. The previous actor was bald.
What? He's had hair transplant. It's Wayne Rooney.
Anyway, Wilkie, you know, this film makes a lot of wrong steps.
Oh my gosh.
And I just can't give it anything more than a bad. Though I also do kind of want to watch the next one to see if it's more or less of a train wreck.
Yeah, it's because bad doesn't always mean like this thing is, you know, repugnant, morally reprehensible. There is value in things that are bad. That it's just that value doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
So tonight, me and my housemates were planning on watching a Disney original film called Zombies, which is about a town. We watched the trailer, so this is what the trailer tells you: a town where a nearby nuclear power plant exploded once, and the half of the town closest to that power plant, they all became zombies.
Okay.
And they had to like split the town in half with a big wall, and the one half was full of zombies, one half was full of normal kids. And now they've invented this thing called a Z-band. A Z-band, and it stops you being a zombie. Well, it doesn't stop you being a zombie. It stops the zombies wanting to eat brains, and so now the zombies are all like cool and chill. And it's about this. It's about a guy who like is a zombie and is now like going to proper high school for the first time. And it looks awful. By all accounts, it's awful. But we're gonna watch it because it's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be funny, and there's a certain extent of even if it's awful, it could still be good. Because good is how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
It's not an objective scale. Sometimes you can tell something is objectively good, but it can also be, you know, there are these other facets. You know, it just, how does it make you feel inside?
Yeah. So with A Christmas Prince, it might be funny, but there are bits of it that are, you know, on certain levels like morally objectionable or like technically objectionable to do with like the story. I just hit my microphone. Sorry. So it's bad. Zombies may well be on a technical level just as bad, but zombies may well be a good because it's just so stupid and zany, and like it might not be so like, I don't know. It's so subjective and so personal.
But Wilkie, we don't have to worry about this anymore. A Christmas Prince.
We don't.
I've closed my life to it. I've built up all this pent up rage, and now I've got it out. Christmas Prince. Done.
You've taken all that rage and you put it inside an acorn and you've hung it on the tree, and one day someone will find it.
they'll explode.
They'll turn into the Hulk. Just start punching Christmas trees. That'd be funny. A supervillain powered by hatred for Christmas.
Oh, that would actually be really good.
Hang on, no, that's just the Grinch. Hamish. I've just invented the Grinch, Hamish.
Okay, well, Wilkie, I'll save you with my other thing. The other Netflix Christmas movie I really want to watch is a Princess Switch, which doesn't seem to be at all Christmas related, apart from the fact that it's got Christmas decorations around on the title image. Oh, wait, sorry. Final thing on the Christmas Prince. The only reason he's called a Christmas Prince is he's getting coronated on Christmas Day. That makes him a Christmas King, Netflix, not a Christmas Prince.
What if the sequel's called the Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding?
Yeah, then there's no prince at this point. There's specifically only a king. But anyway, the Princess Switch. But the reason I want to watch A Princess Switch is entirely for the sequel, Wilkie. And I'll give you one guess of what is the title of A Princess. It's A Princess Switch, something. What would you say is the afterwards?
Princess Switch 2, Switched Again.
Wilkie, you got it exactly right. It's Switched Again.
Yes!
Wilkie,
Let's go!
It's just like, so you had an idea for a movie. You got all the actors and actresses together again, the writers, the directors, everybody. You're like, you know what? Let's just fucking do it again.
Whoppa!
Let's just do the same thing again. And I can't believe it. So I want to see what happens, because it just is so crazy. And also the fact they just, because sometimes films sort of like do the same thing again, but they kind of hide it. Happy Death Day 2 was kind of the same thing again, but it maybe had a couple of twists in. But sometimes, maybe they try and hide it with whatever the title is, and you can be like, well, that film's just really similar to the previous one. This one, they are straight up telling you it's the same thing. It's happening again.
It's like that, what was it? I can't remember. There's a film that was released twice under 2 different titles. And in one of them it was called like the Dog That Came Back, and it's like a wholesome family film about loving your pet dog. But the other release, which is the exact same film, is called like Ghost Dog, and it's a horror film about a dog that comes back from the dead, and it's exactly the same film.
Interesting, but even the music hasn't changed?
I don't know. It might have been a joke, but like it's that sort of thing. Just like release the same film again, give it a different title.
Yeah, well, Wilkie, I'll have to let you know what happens with these other films if I watch them.
Please
might not.
Do.
I might just not. I might save myself the trouble.
Well, if you wanted to watch something other than a film, because with a film, it feels so manufactured when you watch a film, right? There's so much process and like pre-planning that goes into making a film. It feels a bit fake.
Okay.
So if you wanted to watch something that's a bit more spontaneous, you could maybe check out Twitch. This isn't just a plug for this isn't just a plug.
Okay.
I've decided that Twitch will be my topic today because I've been watching a lot of Twitch lately.
That's cool.
Twitch is a live streaming video service. So as opposed to YouTube, which might be one of the biggest video services out there, Twitch, you don't upload a video that you've already edited. You click Let's Go Live, and people can watch you live doing things. A lot of what I watch is Minecraft. I watch live streamers like Filzer and Technoblade. He streams on YouTube, but still. And Tommy in it and Tubbo. Occasionally Wilbur when he's online. Wilbur sit.
I don't know who these people are, Wilkie. I'm just making funny like gang signs in the background, trying to pretend like I'm one of the cool kids.
But what I really like about Twitch is there's a couple of like smaller creators that I also watch, like still like Minecraft YouTubers, or sometimes not YouTubers. The reason why like Tommy in it is so successful and so big on Twitch is because he's also got this YouTube channel, and so people come to his Twitch to see stuff before it's on the YouTube. It feels like a sneak peek.
Yeah.
But then there are some people even on the same server as him who have much smaller followings, and it's really nice watching those smaller channels and like saying something in the chat, and like the streamer can respond to you and like say hello back, and like you can have a little conversation. We have I won't be too heavy-handed with this, but we have also started a streaming service. We've launched our own streaming website. No,
it's called bois.com.
It's called bois.com. We've got a lot of traffic.
I feel like bois.com is going to be... I'm going to go to bois.com, Wilkie. What is bois.com going to offer up? Should I spell it boys like B-O-I-S, or should I spell it as B-O...
I mean, that's what we... and it's just going to be a website about French trees, isn't it?
Oh, I just put booze.com. Whoops.
Whoopa. Bois is a tree, isn't it? B-O-I-S in French?
Boys.com. Oh, it is a French website.
Zit alors.
You got it right. It's like these wooden trees.
Yeah, it's tree.com. Let's go! I'm on it tonight. I'm on fire.
It's like wooden houses. I think it's sort of like sustainable...
That's pretty cool.
Insulation for houses or something.
Oh, that's nice. If you speak French and want to get some sustainable insulation, check out bois.com. So yeah, Bois Review now has a Twitch channel. We've tried out one stream. I did some Minecraft. I died. and had to.
I watched
chat
it. It was really funny.
Yeah, chat helped me get my stuff back. And I like being on the other side of that like chat streamer relationship. So much fun. I am obviously it would be really nice if we get super successful, but it's the being able to see every message as it comes in, and like there's not too many people that we can't see all of them, and like being able to like respond to people. Like if someone tells a joke in the chat, being able to like respond to it, because it's sometimes not the same if you like tell a joke in like a group chat and it's like, oh haha, like people laugh, react to it. That's not the same. But if like being able to like interact with people was super fun when I did that stream. And it was only like 6 people, and they were plausibly just our friends watching because we asked them to. But
that's how you start, though. Like sort of.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. That's how Bois Review started, and now we've got regular listeners who aren't our friends.
Yes, because Twitch seems like this really awesome thing, like game and just streaming in general seems like this awesome thing. I've done some of it with the Warthog to varying degrees of success. I think some gameplay does okay. We stream our podcast every week to a very small number of people. I guess it's not exactly what Twitch is necessarily designed for, but we enjoy doing it. You're right, I feel like Twitch has one of those weird things where it does have these really massive creators, and it can be fun to watch some of these top people. It's easy to think sort of what I know of Fortnite streamers like Tfue and Ninja. They're massive, and you might not be able to get as noticed by them, but it's still cool to see people at the top of their game. And then you come down to smaller creatives. Like I watch I mostly watch his YouTube channel, but he's a streamer called Small Ant. He does a lot of speed running, but he does weird ones. He owns the Minimum Capture Mario Odyssey speedruns. He can meet the game only capturing 3 things. He's done like 100% Breath of the Wild speedruns, which only been attempted by like 10 people. He does like weird Pokemon ones, so he'll play it, and once he beats a trainer, his team's entirely randomized. So every time he goes into a fight, he doesn't know what Pokemon he's gonna have.
That's quite fun.
So like he'll have a Pokemon and it will level up, but what Pokemon that specific Pokemon is changes as it goes along.
Okay, so like after the fight, like it's level 70 now, and then in the next fight, it's still level 70, but it's a level 70 Weedle.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is it tied to the evolution? Because I know the evolution comes with level, but could you get a level 70 Weedle?
Yeah, so it'll just make the Pokemon anything. So he's had like level 3 Dragonites. He's had in one I watched recently, he literally had he did the same gym battle twice. The first game he had 5 Metapods, which are these like cocoon, and they all only knew Harden. Which is just a defense, which just makes its defense strong and like no attack. And it's a fire type gym with these bugs. They just got obliterated. He went and did it again.
Ouch.
He had 6 Metapods the next time. He got destroyed.
This guy can't catch a break.
But it's really good, and it's fun. Even though it's fun, even though I'm watching it later to see how he's engaging with his Twitch chat. I watch someone like this guy called Z Royal Viking. He does a lot of Among Us, and again, like in his YouTube, between Among Us matches, he'll catch up with who's messaged what, who's recently followed, who's subscribed, and it feels like you do build up this thing. Someone will say like, oh, this person's seeming a bit sus, and you're like, yeah, they are seeming a bit sus. And it was just like, or someone will be like, oh, that person's smooth braining it. And it's like, yeah, well, I'm just managing to trick them out with all of these cool things whenever he's imposter. And it's like you're getting some of their ongoing commentary, and it feels a bit more real and live in the moment, as you were saying.
One of the things that I find like funniest about watching Twitch is, again, because it's live. You get to see these little insights, but you also get to see the little blunders that might get cut out of a YouTube video.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones of those was I'm just checking my exact numbers here. So Tommy in it. Tommy in it is a 16-year-old Minecraft streamer. He's incredibly popular. Averages apparently around 86,000 viewers. Has peaked at about 118.
Wow.
But these results all say they've gone down a bit. Yeah. Peak over the last 3 months was over the last month even was 250,000 viewers at any one time. Last night I was watching a stream. I think about this point it was maybe 140,000 people watching.
Yeah.
And his mum came into his room and yelled at him to because he hadn't unloaded the dishwasher. and he's being yelled at by other people because he's playing Minecraft, and he's in trouble for burning someone's house down. So he's like being put on trial in Minecraft for burning someone's house down, and people are yelling at him in Minecraft, and he's like, "Mom, I'm live! Stop!" I can't do the dishwasher, and she's like outside his door, like, take out the dishwasher, and everyone in the game starts being like, oh, Tommy, that's take out your dishwasher, Tommy. They're like surrounding him with crossbows. Take out the dishwasher, Tommy. Like empty the dishwasher.
Take out the dishwasher. Take it on a nice date. Make sure you give it flowers.
But like that is almost certainly not going to make it into the YouTube video version of that stream, because that VOD of like 2 hours is going to be cut down to like 20-30 minutes. That's probably not going to make it in because it's a bit embarrassing. It might make it in for like the, because it's funny to be embarrassing sometimes. If our Minecraft stream the other day like hadn't, if I'd been recording for a video, first of all, I don't think I would have reacted as well. I'd probably have rage quit when I died, because I get very invested. I get very irritated when I mess things up. But I don't think I'd have kept it. I think I'd have gone and got my stuff maybe, or whatever, asked an admin to go get it for me, and then like started recording again and tried to make a new video. But like, because I was live, I knew I sort of was like forced in a nice way to sort of deal with the mistake I'd made of just wandering into a bastion without putting any armor on. And I had to deal with it, and I got creative. I got some suggestions from Twitch chat. People reminding me to get stuff out my ender chest, to put stuff in my ender chest to make sure I didn't lose it. And yeah, so it was really fun. That like engagement is why I think I really like Twitch. It's definitely not perfect. There are issues with like people doing or saying bad things on Twitch. But as far as I can tell, again, I'm not really like I plausibly should have done more research into this topic, but Twitch seems to be fairly strong on like whether people get banned. There are clips of was it Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch earlier this year, like in the middle of a stream, I think.
Yeah, there. I think it is different things. I think they seem to be fairly decent at being on it from what I've seen from like gaming side of things, because this Twitch comes into a lot of stuff that I've seen about. I think Dr. Disrespect did get banned. Sometimes though there are problems where like Dr. Disrespect had done things which maybe should have seen him get longer bans in the past. I think he streamed in a toilet once, which
gross.
I don't think it was like necessarily intentional. It was just he was streaming E3 and people his camera crew followed him everywhere, and they followed him into a public bathroom, which probably should have seen him get banned, because even if that was a mistake, that's really not on. But
yeah, you like, it's a mistake you shouldn't make. Don't don't bring a camera crew into a toilet.
But
gross.
then so he feasibly got banned for stuff like that. But then there are issues where I think or at least the public don't know, and not everyone knows specifically why they get banned, or sometimes there can be issues why people might get a strike. There's been big stuff with music recently, and people aren't entirely sure why they're getting it, how to fix it, and all of that stuff. So there can be some of those issues. Though I guess that's also sort of the double-edged sword that is being live on Twitch, or being live on anything. These issues can arise and crop up and happen, and it can be hard to sort of stop them in the moment, but there's still sort of the enjoyment of it being live in so many good ways.
Yeah, and that's the main appeal of Twitch. That's why you watch Twitch instead of a YouTube video, because Twitch is live. Twitch, the person is actually playing the game right now, and they have that service. And I saw actually someone was doing a Twitch stream to like a middling audience, like in the hundreds, a few hundred people in the audience, but they specifically had in the title like no audience interaction. And I was like, well, why do Twitch then? Why live stream if you are refusing to interact with the audience? And like, I could see people in the chat. You see a little pop up in the chat when someone donates money with a message, but they weren't appearing on screen, and the guy clearly wasn't reading any of them. And I was like, well, that's kind of scummy, because you're kind of just looking for people to give you money at that point, and that's the sort of the trade-off of Twitch is that you engage with the audience, and the audience engages with you, either through giving you attention, retention of audience members, which gives you more popularity, or they engage with you by donating money to you during the stream, because like I don't know why, like for whatever reason people choose to donate money. So if you're not interacting with people, then that's not really fair. I think I prefer having like a slightly smaller Twitch channel. I don't expect we're going to get into 250,000 viewers territory, but
No, but like we're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be fun.
I definitely enjoy interacting with people. It's fun.
Yeah, it seems really good. We've got plans to do streams in the future. We're hopefully going to be putting them out. Like I think we tentatively have said like that one or both of us will be streaming on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Saturday. So Wilkie, what did you want to give Twitch as a review?
I think Twitch is very fun. Twitch is good. But obviously it has its downsides, and I don't want to be too free with my goods. So I'm going to give it a bad good. Twitch has its downsides.
Okay.
Twitch is not perfect, but Twitch is lots of fun, and I enjoy being on both sides of the stream.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, with that, we've got our final topic of the week, and obviously we're getting into Christmas time, everybody. I've talked about a Christmas Prince, and Santa appeared earlier on. Oh wait, Wilkie, you weren't meant to know.
What?
Huh?
What?
No, you'll meet him next week, I'm sure.
Okay.
We've got a few more Christmas topics for you. Much like we had a Halloween hype build-up, we're going to be getting a Christmas hype build-up. You know it. One of the best holidays of the year.
It's like a Hambo. Can you put an air horn here? But there's also like Christmas bells jingling.
Well, I will try. I can't promise it'll be anything.
Oh, hang on, no. Okay, Hamish, you do the like a jinka 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 jinka, and I'll do that. Wow.
A jinga 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 jinga.
That's a Christmas hype built. Let's go.
So, our topic for this week is going to be snow. Now, snow might not always be associated with Christmas, particularly, I feel like in more recent years, it doesn't actually snow on Christmas Day, really, ever. Though I do know why it is attached to Christmas, Wilkie. We sometimes do actual real facts. But we thought we'd talk about snow because, you know, it's wintertime and it's really appreciated. So, Wilkie, quickly, the reason why snow is associated with Christmas is because if you think of like stories and writing, one of the most prominent Christmas stories is A Christmas Carol. And I feel like that really sets the tone for what a lot of people imagine Christmas is kind of like. And a few of other Charles Dickens stories and like stories from that Victorian era feature it snowing on Christmas. And that's because a few years in a row it did snow on Christmas Day. The Thames would freeze over and people would skate in it and all of that. And so it just sort of has stuck around in the cultural zeitgeist because it did it consistently for a few years. And these authors
like
and creatives did it. Yeah, effectively.
White Christmas is a meme invented by Charles Dickens. I love that.
Yeah, to an extent, and that's why it stuck around. But still, you know, snow is this such awesome thing. I mean, for me, it often has snowed on Christmas Day. My family and I, you know, we don't normally take like summer holidays or like Easter holidays. Our normal like big getaway is a Christmas holiday, me, my mum and my dad, and we'd often go, you know, somewhere snowy. You don't want to go somewhere hot or sunny at winter. You don't want to do like a beach barbecue Christmas. We want to do a winter Christmas, so we'd go skiing somewhere, typically somewhere in the Alps, and it would be a really fun experience. You know, we'd have we'd go by car, so we'd have a minimal amount of things we could take with us. But it would be a really good Christmas. You know, Mum and Dad would try and work out how can we get a turkey dinner as best as we can, or at least some kind of Christmas dinner. Often it would involve a freezer full of like frozen foods, because if you try and buy something up in a mountain, it costs way more. But that didn't really matter about, you know, maybe the Christmas dinner wasn't always the best cooked because we had a small kitchen. Maybe it wasn't, you know, maybe the veg wasn't quite right. Maybe, you know, Santa wasn't able to bring very much up at the mountain, it turned out. But still, it was a really fun experience. We all got to hang out. We got to have like snowball fights. Sometimes we'd go with some friends, so we'd have like sort of big friend group snowball fights. We'd make snowmen. You know, we'd go skiing or snowboarding or any of that, and we'd get that experience. And you know, snow is just this fun thing. Even though it's cold, it always feels. I like it. I prefer it to say a really hot sunny day. I'd rather it be snowing, whether it's the crunching sound under your foot or really That's just good. Anything. I love it.
Love the crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hasn't snowed in a couple of years. I remember it snowed around the end of term 1 of my first year.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, my second year.
And I remember getting so I was in Roots A block at Warwick. I remember getting told off by the resident life tutor of B block for getting a snowball fight outside our block, and I was like, "You can't tell me what to do." And he yelled at me, and I was like, "Okay."
Maybe you can tell me what to do. Yeah, because I remember I can't remember when it was. I think it was just after term. I'd stayed on a little bit extra for some reason. And there was a show.
Because you're a nerd.
I can't remember what, or maybe did it snow during the term before it ended?
Who knows?
Because I was with some people that I'd been doing a show with. And we were hanging out. We built a snowman over by the Avon building. We had a snowball fight, just like the 6 or 7 of us. And it was a really good fun experience because it's just it's such an easy way just to group up with people. It suddenly becomes a fun way to play around, and it's always good. I love like snow falling. It's such like a meme thing, in Christmas movies. Always at the end, the snow is falling all around these people. But it is this really fun experience. You have to get wrapped up all warm to keep yourself from freezing, but it even though it's cold outside, you feel snug, and it just looks pretty. It's not like rain when that's what you typically imagine in the UK when things are falling from the sky. It's snow and it's beautiful and fills me with a lot of good vibes in within me, Wilkie. I'm struggling to talk just thinking about it.
Yeah, snow is. I think we can easily say snow's gonna get a good. Like,
snow is good.
Snow is wholesome and Christmas energy. Now, Hamish, snow isn't all just fluffy, fluffy nonsense and beautiful crystals. It's science. There's science behind the snow. Did you know that a snowflake consists of roughly 10 to the power of 19 water molecules?
I mean, I could believe that. That's a lot of water molecules, but it's really small, isn't it? It's itty bitty. You can't see it. You can see the snowflake eventually.
Yeah.
I've got this. Mum sent me this really cool little Christmas ornament. I don't know where I'm going to put it up this year because I don't have a tree. But I've actually pulled it away from. I've got it. I'll show you in a second, Wilkie, but I'm trying to put it near the camera because my mic's a bit far back.
Oh, are they Lego?
They're little Lego figures inside a bauble. The one with the red t-shirt's me, the one with the yellow t-shirt's Izzy. And then there's sort of there's snow in the bottom. I'll shake it a bit and you can see there's like this snow.
That's cute.
But it's really cute and I really like it. And you have to include snow with Christmas. Other snow, it's fun just like to bash it off.
Oh yeah, when you've like rolled down the hill, just like
you'd have to
it all off.
Rub it all off. You'd have to bash your boots on the ground to get it all off, but it's still really good. You do have to be careful if you ever eat any snow. Make sure it's not a weird colour, but that's fine. And you do have sometimes when we'd go out for a snowball fight, there'd be these random kids and they'd throw snowballs at us. I remember there was one time
it's so rude when that happens.
They might just join in, and you do sometimes have to worry if these weird kids show up. They might be putting things like rocks in their snowballs. That's not cool. That's snow. That's a rock ball, not a snowball. That is an entirely different thing. It's a weapon. But now, Wilkie, whenever they do that, I can just come back and done with this. My own weapon. My sniper rifle. So, Wilkie.
Snow is good.
Snow, Wilkie, that is the end of our show. Thank you to everybody for listening. If you're watching this on a podcast service, we're on lots of them, so I'm not going to name them all. Sorry. Please, follow us, subscribe to us, 5-star rate us, whatever it is. Please do all of that. Make sure if you recommend this to your friends, because the only way that we are going to grow and is getting people to listen to it, and we love seeing people react to everything that we make. If you want to, maybe your friend doesn't watch podcasts or doesn't listen to podcasts, maybe they like YouTube and they're like watching something, we now put these out as YouTube videos with just a fun little moving background. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Why don't you tell us what your favorite snow memory is this week? Is it making snow angels? Is it making snowmen? Is it making is it having snowball fights? It can be really anything. Maybe you like snow sports. Are you a champion bobslayer? I don't know. Tell us that.
If you're a champion bobsleigh athlete, please do get in touch because we'd love to have you on the show. Or any other kind of winter Olympic athlete or summer. If you're famous for literally anything, contact us and we'll have you on the show.
Yeah. If you want to contact us, you could try through our Instagram. which is at Bois Review on Instagram. We post multiple things, either it'll be updates on our shows, it'll be little special exclusive Instagram reviews. Speaking of which, there are going to be YouTube exclusive little clips of, our little opening ramble at the beginning that goes on for a little bit long.
I forget sometimes what we talk about, and I listen to the little YouTube clip and I'm like, oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
because obviously I forget it because it's not in the podcast, but then I listen to the YouTube clip and I'm like, oh, that was funny. Why'd Hamish cut that?
And then finally, we've got our Twitch, as we talked about in this show. Please check that out. There'll be sort of schedules posted on our Instagram. We'll be sure to do reels and Instagram lives to make sure that gets out that way. But also,
we're doing everything.
We're going to be doing a little bit of everything. Just do it all. Help us out. And we wish you a good Christmas. Goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. I've put Wilkie in a Christmas slumber again. Goodbye.